Thôi mất rồi anh.
Excellency, to see you.
Charge of the Office of the Council of Ministers of Cambodia, Dr. Sokaan, Senior Ministers of Tourism and Culture, the Ambassador of Myanmar, Ambassador of Thailand, the Director of the Museum of the Culture of Vietnam's Ethnic Group, Director of the MGC Museum, that's Professor Charusmita Gupta, representatives of Apsara, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, and Ministry of Textiles of India, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to join our colleagues from the Mekong Ganga Cooperation countries in Siam Reap today for the inauguration of the MGC Museum of Asian Traditional Textiles. This is a commitment that the 6 MGC member countries undertook together in 2002. The foundation stone for this museum was laid by the President of India in September 2010, and the building is finished in January 2012. I must congratulate the organizations and the people who worked tirelessly to construct this beautiful building for the museum. I must also compliment all the people who helped to put together exhibits from the MGC countries over the last 2 years to help realize this very important project. This museum is an unparalleled symbol of the civilizational connections in the region defined by the Mekong and the Ganga. The Indian Council of Cultural Relations and Apsara and our Ambassador Patnaik, who is here in Cambodia, have received valuable cooperation in this endeavor from all MGC member countries, and this must continue. The Mekong region is pivotal to both India's Look East policy as also the initiative for ASEAN integration and narrowing the development gap. The Mekong Ganga Cooperation Forum seeks to build on the flow of ideas, of knowledge, crafts and traditions, philosophy and religion, goods and trade and people-to-people linkages that have been continuous over centuries from the Mekong to the Ganga. There is a deep cultural empathy within this region, a natural comfort level that comes from centuries of cooperation and partnership. Both the Mekong and the Ganga have been the life thread weaving together cultures, traditions, and I must say the very way of life in our countries into a single fabric as common heritage. The location of the MGC Museum of Asian Traditional Textiles in Siam Reap is indeed impressive. Located as it is next to the heritage site of Angkor Wat, it will emphasize the civilizational synergy between our countries. The concept of the 4 galleries in the museum devoted to materials and processes, traditional and contemporary threads and textiles, and the provision of traveling exhibitions will help to keep the museum dynamic. I'm sure all of us are waiting to see the exhibits from Cambodia, Laos PDR, Myanmar, Vietnam, and India after this inauguration. I hope that they will soon have exhibits also from Thailand. Ikat is common to all our countries, and uneven twill, light chalk, light kit, got, mudumsi, yok, chalk, kit, sontu techniques, and hadong, mulberry, brocade, and one-lam scale silks and styles from the Mekong area have their counterpart traditions in India in the form of zari, Banarasi, Tassar, Lenam, Kanchipuram, Baluchari, Chanderi, and Kota, etc. The textile traditions in the region have always been a vivid form for artistic expression. Weaving styles and techniques have been diverse and yet have incorporated similarities and influences which came with merchants, travelers, and migrants across the region. I hope the museum, while showcasing these traditions and this rich heritage, will also be at the forefront of preservation and promotional activities. This museum should be illustrative not only of the cultural and civilizational linkages between us, but also of our commercial trade over centuries. Commercial or economic viability is a very important dimension for the preservation and sustainability of these textile traditions. This will help create an ecosystem which allows textile traditions to continue as an art form, as also a means of livelihood. I would therefore like to see it managed not only with a sense of past history, but also current relevance and future potential. A resource-rich library, an archival system, a conservation laboratory, a documentation and audiovisual unit should become part of the museum at the earliest. Our ambassador in Cambodia will be pursuing these objectives with our MGC colleagues with a sense of urgency. India would soon be suggesting courses under the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program for MGC countries to train one representative each from Cambodia, Laos PDR, Myanmar and Vietnam in museology and conservative techniques. And we hope that after completion of these training packages, these persons will work in the MGC Museum for at least 2 years. Our missions in MGC capitals would be taking this further. The MGC Museum of Traditional Asian Textiles must also develop as a live museum. It can bring together on one platform experts, artisans, craftsmen, and researchers from the MGC countries. I therefore suggest that we look at making the MGC Museum in Siem Reap acquire a live dimension by attempting to hold an annual workshop for artisans so that we can have a productive sharing of best practices and techniques. The workshop could see participation from all MGC countries, given the richness and textile traditions in each one of them. I would urge my MGC colleagues who are present at this inauguration to take this thought back to their capitals, and this suggestion could be given form by the ambassadors of MGC countries in Cambodia and also the next meeting of the governing board. This will allow us to sustain the two-way traffic of experience and knowledge that has been so characteristic of our textile traditions. It would also help to secure the future of textile techniques by fostering innovation for the efficient production of patterns and fabrics. We could take our textile traditions one step further by integrating them also with workshops on other traditional art forms like painting, literature, puppetry, as also performance arts and fashion trends. All these arts have been intrinsically linked to the textile traditions in the region. There has always been an integrated approach to culture in our countries, bringing together language, traditions, conventions, dress and cuisine, etc. The museum has space which I would suggest could be used to showcase such interactive synthesis. I understand that we have an Indian food festival underway in Siem Reap these days, and as part of the Festival of India in Cambodia, you are all welcome to take part in it while it is around. The present director of the museum, Professor Charusmita Gupta, sitting over there, brings decades of experience relevant to successful curatorial practice, conservation of heritage textiles, and these people-oriented dimensions. Now I'm happy to announce that we are willing to extend her term as director of the MGC Museum for Traditional Asian Textiles for at least a further 2 years. I would strongly urge Cambodia to make sure that the experienced individual that they have already identified start working already with Professor Gupta, and this would in fact become a very important pillar in taking forward the work of this museum. I would also urge annual regularity in the meeting of the board of MGC Museum. It is important that we continue to see a forward-looking and inclusive approach, and we welcome your suggestions to make the MGC Museum of Traditional Asian Textiles sustainable and interactive with the people in our countries. Our ambassador here in Cambodia would take all these aspects forward, and I assure you that we look forward to a consultative and participative process within the MGC countries to realize these objectives and also strengthen the Museum of Asian Traditional Textiles. I would in addition request the authorities in Cambodia to look at strengthening this new museum by allowing a free entry into the MGC Museum of Asian Traditional Textiles on the ticket of Angkor Wat for the next 1 year. This will help us to increase footfalls into this new museum and strengthen the awareness amongst visitors of the common heritage amongst MGC member countries. The ticket proceeds subsequently from the second year from the ticket of the MGC Museum would be available to Apsara towards maintenance and cost of the MGC Museum. I would urge that by the time of the next MGC ministerial meeting in Lao PDR this year, many of these aspects should be on way to be institutionalized. So I now like to take your permission with the permission of Deputy Prime Minister, declare this Museum of Asian Traditional Textiles open, and I would also, after all the proceedings are through, look forward to accompanying all of you to go around this museum and admire the various halls that have been set up. Thank you very much.
His Excellency Anil Wadhwa, representative of the Government of India. His Excellency Dr. Thong Khon, Minister of Tourism of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Her Excellency Phương Sakona, Minister of Culture and Fine Art. Excellency the Ambassador of India, Myanmar and Thailand. Your Excellency Governor Kum Mun Song, Governor of Siem Reap. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, history, teaching, and monumental archaeology has confirmed that in the past, on the bank of the Ganga, the great sacred river, grew a dazzling civilization whose influence and benefits have spread out far beyond the Indian subcontinent. Up to the present time, we have recognized the evidence of that influence in Southeast Asia up to the Sunda Island, Indonesia today. We Cambodians, as a heir of the great Khmer civilization, which prospered for centuries between India and China, know well the great value of the civilization of India throughout history. For a long time, we have recognized the many and varied links between Angkor and India. These are firstly spiritual thought and religious belief that turn in the orbit of Shiva and Vishnu before the final adoption of Buddhism. These are also the canons of art and architecture. Here and now, thanks to the initiative of the government of India, in perfect agreement with the royal government of Cambodia, other links still vivid and deeply rooted in folk tradition can be highlighted. India, in fact, supported the construction of the beautiful museum building where we are now. I am pleased to recall that in 2010, the President of India, the Honorable Madam Patipa Devising Patil, came to lay the foundation stone of the building, and at the end of 2012, the Apsara Authority, the national agency in charge of the safeguarding and management of Angkor Park, flagship of the World Heritage, was able to take over. In truth, even more important is the project in its entirety. From the outset, it was designed as wide-ranging. Obviously, this museum is primarily dedicated to the exhibition of textiles from many countries. Besides India, they are Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, and Myanmar, meaning that the country along the Mekong, the new Ganga in some way. Through these links and contiguity of origin can be highlighted with the first impulse from India. Through this also, the various creative work from the country along the Mekong may be presented. But this museum, which will soon be available to the admiration of the Cambodian public and all foreign visitors, is not merely a museum. Besides presenting temporary exhibition, its program includes fashion show, brilliantly called to revive the traditional craft of silk and condition. The museum space will also feature a garden dedicated to plants that are the basis of natural dyes. This reminder will be ongoing interest to draw the attention of all to the pollution caused by chemical products, and we hope that this arrangement encourages going back to the traditional way of weaving and the use of natural products. Excellency, the Deputy Minister of India did make his valuable comment about the museum and its role. Similarly, a space is planned in this museum for weavers from the villages to showcase their traditional craft and skill so they can exhibit their product and sell them directly to the public. Moreover, this museum, as we wanted, symbolizes the cordial arrangement between the Southeast Asian countries bordering the Mekong. They are in large part remarkably represented in this museum. I have no doubt that they will soon be joined by our friend Thailand, and then the celebration will be complete and the art and heritage correspondence between the world of Ganga and that of Mekong will be perfect. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy today and celebrate this important and common achievement of our country, pillar of the ASEAN. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this program is a comprehensive and design does not lack ambition. I am sure it will be implemented in the best condition because His Excellency the Ambassador Mr. Dinesh Patnaik has given us the honor by personally taking care of it. And the Indian expert Dr. Charu Smita Gupta made available to the project since August 2013, bring all her science and experience, all her manner to carefully put in place the exhibition of all places. I thank the Excellency the Deputy Foreign Minister for giving mandate for 2 years more to Madam Gupta. I wish to express to His Excellency the Ambassador and to Dr. Gupta my sincere thanks and best regard. I would also like to note that Her Excellency Phương Sakana, Minister of Culture and Fine Art, has taken a great decision to enrich Cambodian exhibition in the museum. She has had a number of traditional Khmer textiles that were stored at the National Museum in Phnom Penh transferred to this museum. There are in total 5 precious pieces, which we Cambodians call whole pidam, due to their former use on ceiling or wall. Her Excellency, you are warmly congratulated. A deserved tribute should also be paid to the artisan local and their chairperson, His Excellency Mr. Yim Nelson. Their intervention has helped us in mounting the Cambodian exhibition in the museum, and especially their precious gift of great value. I can finish without mentioning the sacrifice of the young professional from the Department of Cultural Development in the Apsara National Authority, working with Her Excellency Chow Sun Keria, who guided them with consciousness and determination. They have worked tirelessly to make the exhibition ready on time and tastefully presented. Finally, I wish Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good health, great success, and happiness. I'd like to repeat again now to declare the opening of the Mekong Ganga Corporation ASEAN Traditional Textile Museum. Thank you for your attention.
ผมเชื่อเสมอบอกที่ผมเชื่อบาทอักคนบาทจับให้เยอะ
This one has all the 6 countries addresses.
Except Thailand. This is city, extends. You will find angular figures. But here you will find as if it is the same to the diagram. This one is for such fabrics for the marriage. So
When the child is born, and also the different
it is a 5th century, 5th century.
5th century.
Yeah, and it takes like today, those stelae?
Shiva has you have these 1,000 Shiva lingas on top of it. So the Devaraja card is to try to see where we are from Shiva. And you have the tall Shiva statue that's down from Shiva. So
The bring things with them. So they paint in this textile. This is India.